Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Leo. If Leo is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so, Leo, our card tonight is the Four of Swords, which has everything to do with truth. Okay, this is a time of, problems maybe getting figured out. At least coming to a place of compromise, a place where one might kind of rest after a long conflict or some issue coming up. But as truces often are, it could be temporary. So let's take a look and see what these tea leaves are going to say. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It's free to subscribe. And if you have, I just said that. And if you'd like to leave a like or a comment, I would love to hear from you. All right. And so, let's see here. The first thing, and we do have a face. There we go. This isn't the first thing I saw, but this is, it's quite striking. Okay, so we have, if you pull it away, you can see we have a face here. Okay, you can see the nose, the mouth, the eyes, the hair. Just really a feeling of, what comes from this? It is kind of like just an not an old person, but a person from your old life. Okay, from before whatever is going on, however you're living right now. This is before all that, right? You maybe even think of that time as like, yeah, I was a different person. I was young. I was into different things. I reached adulthood or the beginning of adulthood. I started to kind of transform as a being. And I feel like this is an energy of somebody who maybe knows you from those old times. Now, I don't think that they have stayed in your life through this kind of metamorphosis. So when you kind of, paths with them, cross paths. I will get it together. It is such Saturday energy over here. I'm recording on Saturday. This will come out on Monday. So yeah, maybe it is Saturday and Monday energy. So yes, once you kind of cross paths with them, right? It's almost kind of like you barely recognize each other. It's been so long. So much life has happened. You barely remember, what it felt like to be that age, to know this person. Maybe you worked with them. Maybe you went to school with them. I'm not sure, but I do feel like this will be kind of like a blast from the past, right? You're just like, wow, that was weird. I haven't thought about that time in my life in a while, right? And so I do feel that there is this kind of nostalgia, maybe even a little bit of, I put up my walls, right? I don't really necessarily feel super inviting to this person. Although it was nice to see them, I could maybe go without kind of folding them back into my life. And so it does. It feels like a brief encounter, but it stirs up some feelings. Now, over here we have a G and a B. Okay, so we have the letters GB. This might be initials. Okay. Now, as we kind of look at this more closely, I immediately see that we have somebody, it looks like they're in a kayak. Okay. And kind of just, you know, navigating their way through the waters. Now I feel like, oh, and then as we turn it, we have Anubis right here. You can see the dog head sitting in this posture that is often seen in Egyptian glyphs. Okay, so kind of devoted to, and this looks like the sun, but we know that Anubis is more of a night side energy. Okay, this is kind of more of a lunar energy. Psychopomp, which is a god or being that ushers you in to the underworld. Okay, so basically when you transition, pass away, this guy shows up. He has a jackal's head, right? And he says, "Hey, come with me. We're gonna go weigh your heart. We're gonna go see what kind of life you lived." And you follow him, right? You follow him down into the underworld, into these subterranean places, and that's what a psychopomp really is. Somebody who kind of shows up and takes you to the next part. So we also have, the kayaking. And to me, any of these boats or water vessels, right? This is so much about a movement of energies, right? It's like maybe you've been sitting on the shore for a while. Maybe you've been on your own little island in the middle of the river and kind of in this stationary place, and you have decided, right? You have been so inspired to, make some changes, do some different things, get in that water, go with the current, right? Let it take you. And with the boat, it is an intentional movement. We don't accidentally fall into a boat and start paddling, right? You intentionally get into the vessel. You say, okay, it is. I am here. I am within my life. I am present. I see where maybe I would like to make some adjustments to how I'm living, how I'm feeling, and I think the big thing really is, because we have that Anubis, right? The big thing is, and this is upside down, I just noticed. The big thing is that there is an ending, right? There is an ending to begin the next thing. And so it is. I feel that, maybe this has already happened. Maybe you've already made the decision. It's over. I'm done with this part. I'm moving on. I'm looking for the new job, the new relationship, the new house, whatever it is. New schedule, maybe a new hobby or creative medium, whatever it is. This is a time to kind of begin to let go, right? Start to put your foot into that kayak or boat or whatever. Get them paddles ready, but to be contemplating. And that's where I think this kind of Anubis energy comes in. To end the thing, we all need to kind of take the reins of our life. It's often, difficult to just kind of wait for something to end on its own, right? If you've ever been in a relationship, if you've ever dated somebody or even been married, my goodness, that would be difficult. But just waiting to see, how is this going to pan out? Maybe they'll break up with me first so I don't have to do it. This kind of energy where you're just kind of like hanging out, waiting. Well, then finally it's like, okay, well, something has to change. Neither of us are going to make the first move here. And so, you begin the process of talks of what is going to happen. And so, yeah, I do. I feel like this is where you're really kind of maybe making a plan, right? Thinking over, reminding yourself why, where you maybe have some doubts about, what you're doing. Right. Like maybe ending that job, putting in your 2 weeks or deciding, what am I going to be doing with the time that I have here? Whatever it is, it feels like something that, and I use these examples that are like big life events, right? It doesn't have to be something so huge. But this is definitely a time to be really analyzing that stuff. Now, we also have a person sitting here, and they look like they are enthroned. Okay, so that means they're sitting on a throne, holding an animal, a dog, or it looks like maybe a dog. We also have a person over here sitting face to face with another seated person. Okay, so I almost feel like it's like we're holding court here. We're having a kind of, family meeting, or everybody's kind of getting together at the coffee shop, hanging out, talking, politicking, as it is called. And really, I feel that part of, this decision that you are making, this feeling of looking for change and really being proactive about it, not just like considering it. I think a lot of this comes about because you've been talking to your people, your friends, your family. You are checking in. You are kind of, maybe dropping a little bit of a hint. Maybe I need to do something else. You're kind of getting some input, even if it's passively. You're not just saying the thing, I'm definitely leaving, or I'm definitely, putting my resumes in other places, or, whatever it is. And yeah, I think that this is kind of like the people around you are like, yeah, finally, like we've been waiting for you to kind of come to this realization yourself. And I feel like you have a lot of support in whatever you're doing. And, I feel that there is, and with the dog up there, right there, right there. I know that there's like this undying sense of loyalty, the people in your life, where I think there's a lot of us, we have, relationships, friendships, they're very conditional, right? It's like if you step out of the realm of what other people in your life understand about you, then it's like, they're kind of, I don't know if I want to be involved in this. They stop, kind of communicating as much, and you're not really as involved with, the social aspects, or even maybe the relationship just kind of peters out a little bit, and so it's the opposite. I just feel that you really do. You have this kind of, and I'm looking at it, it feels to me like there are times where you worry. You're alone in this. You know, you've made some decisions to live a life that is maybe unconventional. Maybe your life doesn't look a lot like those you grew up around, your family, your parents, whoever. You chose to kind of go your own way, and your life has kind of been set up in such a way. Maybe your relationship or the work you did, the things you went to school for, how you spend your time, your whatever it is. You've intentionally chosen these things, but I think at this time, you're realizing that some of it just doesn't serve you anymore. This doesn't reflect where you're at in your life anymore. You're not a young person anymore. You maybe aren't even, maybe you're like post raising kids. You have grandkids, great grandkids. You are evolving into a different part of your life, and you maybe want different things for yourself. And, I think part of the thing with Leos is that you admitting that, maybe things have changed to the point where it doesn't feel as solid or meaningful or whatever. You're not as engaged. It equates maybe in your mind that you were wrong, that you made a mistake. And to admit that to those who are around you, I think is difficult. But I think in this time where you're kind of putting your toes in the water, trying to kind of get the temperature of how people will react, which, listen, below all of the surfacey stuff, I don't think you really care. You're going to do what you're going to do. But I think that if you had the support, it would feel much better, right? So you're taking the temperature and finding out that, yeah, your people who love you, who care for you, stuck by you, even if they don't understand what you're doing, right? They probably see this as a really positive change for you. Okay, so take heart in that you have a lot of support. Okay, let's see. Now we have the beast. I was looking at this, I was like, dang, there's like a big dragon hanging out. And it's funny because last night I was reading about, and oh my gosh, what was his name? And I will not be able to pronounce it. I can tell you that right now. It wasn't Fanes. It was, what is your name, sir? Oh yeah, Fanes, it is. I was looking at the god, and maybe I'm saying it wrong, the god Fanes, who created, he's a Greek god. And I was looking at Cadmus. That's who I was looking at as well. Anyways, these are gods, Greek gods. Phanes is the one that created the Titans, I think. So anyways, pictured with a dragon at his feet, right? Which is a motif that is very common in religious mythology and so on. So I was looking at him, I was looking at Saint Michael, and just to see this come up again, really it makes sense to me, because these are the dragon is like the salamander, right? Related to the element of fire. Okay, so these are, in old cosmology, kind of the lower fires of the universe, right? The thing at the bottom. If you could think of the universe as in a circle or like an egg shape, down at the very bottom, there's like a kind of a fire going. There is a, like a snake or a serpent or a worm or a dragon kind of coiled around down there. And so this is the place where the creative is, right? The thing that enlivens all things, like the heat, the electricity that flows through, matter to create, to animate it, right? And so when I see this, and also, by the way, we're in the year of the dragon, I look at this and I think, this is a place that is like kind of the cradle of your creation right now. This is a reinvention. This is a divine and celestial awareness that you have. You are building something. Now, we also have a person here holding a dog again. So there is this real continued energy of loyalty, devotion, dedication. And I really feel like in this instance, it is to your reemergence. I feel like this is kind of like the curtains are being pulled back and you are walking out onto the next act of your life, right? You are beginning this new period of time, and it feels like a very distinct traveling into, right? The door is opening, you're walking into the room, you're walking out on the stage, right? It's not just kind of like more of the same. It feels so different. Now, above the person holding this devotion, this dog, we have a star. And so I know that your goals have changed. Your dream has changed. And it has been for a while. You want something else. And now you've started to get the wheels going. You are in motion. During this time of renewal, there is a shedding, right? And this is where that end is. This is where Anubis really kind of comes in. And it is, you have to let go of some old things to make room in your life so that you can become something else. And so this is a time of great bravery and very, very, it's just a powerful energy. But also, I think that to some degree, there's a sense of having been in frustration, and there is a sense of loneliness. These two things together. And I don't know that it's even loneliness as far as wanting to be with other people or another person, but I feel like there's a loneliness in life because the meaning has kind of drained from the way that you've been living. And to find that spark again, to embrace the dragon, to really kind of mount the dragon and ride it into the, the unknown. That's really the feeling. I just imagine this kind of it feels like ages of gray and just kind of droning on through things. And as you have decided that, okay, I'm gonna do something else. We're gonna go try. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna quit my job. Pack a backpack. I'm looking up here. This one looks like a person with a backpack. You can see the head and the body and then the bag back here. Pack a backpack. Hit the road. You know, travel abroad. You know, whatever it is, I don't know. Go train hopping. I'm not telling you to do that, but you know, that's kind of the go hoboing around or whatever we call them now. But a vagabond. Is that the right word? Are we allowed to say that one? I don't know. But I do. I think that there is just a sense of I can't anymore. I'm not going to live this way anymore. It is a big change, or the beginning of a big change for you. And I'm excited for you. Absolutely. There is, oops, I just got lost in it and it just got everywhere. I just moved everything in my office. I don't have my little rag over here. It's on the other table. All right, let's see. So we have a person who is looking through a little telescope right here, looking off into the great. We also have the Ace of Cups. We have a flower that has lost its bloom. We have birds, of course. Okay, and then we have the frog and we have the arrow. We also have 26 as a number here. 26. Okay, so the person looking at the telescope, or looking through the telescope at the stars, at the, the night sky, whatever it is. This is definitely kind of in tune with that reevaluation of things, of creating these new goals, really kind of indulging in, dreaming different dreams. Letting go of the things that you worked towards and didn't work out, the things that you did accomplish, and now that is kind of in the past, and it's time for something else. It's time for something different, to try well, it is. It's like getting onto a new adventure, new leg of the journey, right? And with the Ace of Cups, I know that this is emotional, and I know this isn't easy, but I do feel like there's quite a lot of excitement. I feel that you are preparing yourself, you're going out, you're getting the things that you need. Maybe you're going back to school. Maybe, this is like you're starting a new hobby. You're getting all of the stuff that goes along with that. Immersing yourself in it, maybe starting like a new business. You're putting, some money and effort into that, whatever it is. Okay. Now when we have the frog, this is kind of, I look at this as a backyard spirit. And what is that, you might ask? These are the animals, the plants, the intelligences that live right beside us, usually in our yards, right? These are, the possums, the squirrels, the fairies, the jinn, the other transient intelligences, entities, the frogs, the bugs, all the beautiful plants in their range of consciousness and so on. So the frog or the toad, in my estimation, is one that watches over our portals, right? Our doors, our windows. They are about the security, about the comings and goings of our life. And so when it comes up in a reading, it is a reminder, the divine, right? Spirit kind of tapping me on the shoulder saying, hey, remind these people who are watching here, go around your house and check the doors, check the locks, check the windows, check the locks on the windows, go around the garage, check all that out, your car, you know, whatever. You have a shed, go check all those things. Just do a perimeter check, right? Make sure that everything is working as it should. Nothing's left open. You know, something hasn't been messed with and you haven't noticed, you know, like the back of your garage, the window's been broken out or something, you know. Not saying that this has happened, but when the sign comes up, it tells you, yeah, check everything out. Now, I have frog statues and stuff around my doorways because, well, yeah, they are my protectors. But they also remind me, yeah, check the doors before you leave the house. Check them before you go to bed. You know, make sure everything is closed up as it should be. Which, you know, I have this... well, we have a, you know, like a security system and cameras and things, as a lot of people do these days. So sometimes I get a little cavalier and I just trust in that, you know, everything is cool with that. But I'm old school. I still have to go and check everything out. Now, we also have the arrow, okay? So the arrow is obviously like kind of related usually to love, to that kind of Cupid energy. Now, it could also be kind of somebody throwing kind of bad words your way or you know, just kind of gossiping or this kind of thing. I do feel like in this situation, there is a belovedness here. There is a love that is penetrating your heart. It might be that you are in love or you are falling in love, or there's a longing for this very particular love. But it seems very present. And I think this is part of your general decision making. Okay. We also have that flower that's missing its bloom. So to me, I see that and I feel like it's just kind of a confirmation that whatever was has kind of passed its prime. It definitely, you know, it maybe was something before and now the luster has kind of gone. And so, also, I just want to look at this one really quick. It looks like we have a Capricorn. There's a Capricorn hanging around in this situation. And maybe you have a Capricorn placement, a prominent one, or it is. There's somebody who is a Capricorn kind of at the core of your mind right now, right? So I don't know, maybe that's this person that you are having a bit of a love affair with, or at least feeling some kind of attraction towards. Okay, so what are we doing? We're doing our self-care affirmation cards, and we'll just go ahead and flip through. We're going to stop where it feels right. I know. I never shuffle, at least not on camera, because it's a mess. I'm not good at it. So I just do it this way. It's easier for me. It says, vat of life energy. I am wise with money because it is the vat where I store my life energy. I seek to enjoy the money I spend more than the life energy I put in to gain it. I embrace this virtue of frugality. yeah, I don't know about this message. I don't know. I'm perplexed by it. Maybe it is something that I need to meditate on myself. And I seek to enjoy the money I spend more than the life energy I put in to gain it. I take issue with that for some reason. This is a spot that I need to think about. I don't know. I don't know about that. All right. So, Leo, I'm going to tell you I love you because I do, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And what else? If you want to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you, especially if you're new to the channel. Definitely shout it out in the comments. All right, with that, I will say again, I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in a few days. Good night. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. No, it's not your birthday yet, but it will be in a few days, right? Leo season is coming. It's almost here. All right, good night.